Happy Friday, Coastlife, and not just any old Friday. It is officially the first day of summer, and what better way to celebrate it than here in downtown Berlin for the Berlin Bathtub Races. 35 years, Charlie, they've been doing these bathtub races, and this year's your first time.
First time, and I've been loving it. You know, this is such a charming little town. They've got so much going on right now. I've seen one or two of the tubs that are going to be racing in this event. Not all of them yet, and, you know, we're having a little fun, too. You've got ducks on your head. I've got this little guy, Frederick, right here. And if you hold this for me for a second.
Got you.
Bring over the trophy here as well, because we got a duck on the trophy. Always something fun.
You have to have a fun trophy for an event that's as fun as the Berlin Bathtub Races, but the races aren't the only thing that's going on. Usually about like halfway through the race, they break for everybody to do a little bit of a hula hoop contest for the kids, is what I understand. And our field correspondent, Kendall Gordon, well, from, again, what I understand, she's a little bit of a hula hoop expert. Kendall, is that true? You're a hula hoop expert?
Yeah, Leah, these hips don't lie, but I'm here with the actual hula expert, Lateef Schofield. I'm here. He's also known as the hula guru. Tell us all about your journey. How did this begin?
Well, Kendall, right before the pandemic, I was living in Washington, D.C. I decided I wanted to make some life changes for myself. I'd gone back to school, working overnight for the first time in my life, and I quickly realized I needed to make a lot of life changes in order for that to be successful. I wanted to go to a gym, but I knew with that schedule, there's no way I'd be going to the gym after work. So I looked for a way to hula hoop, to exercise at home. First thing I found was a hula hoop online, and it's changed my life.
I love that. And tell me, where can people find you if they need you?
Well, I'm at Hula Guru everywhere, Facebook, Instagram. You can also find me around Salisbury, walking around town hula hooping. You can find me with the Creative Movement. We'll be doing our house party tomorrow. You can find me anywhere where wellness is involved.
Well, right now we can find you here in Berlin. Let's show off these moves, and I've got to put my skills to the test. Let's try it out. You ready? All right. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're shaking things up here on Coastlife today. Look at this. Woo! Oh, you're spinning. Let's see if I could do a little twirl. Yeah, okay. I love it. This is awesome. Yeah, it's definitely a good workout. But yeah, Leah, Charlie, it looks like we're gonna have to have a Coastlife contest back at the office.
Now, I don't know what you think here, but I'm in trouble if that's what Kendall's doing. I'm not winning any kind of hula hoop contest against her.
I was going to say Kendall's got some moves, but you know what, Kendall? I used to be a little bit of a hula hoop expert myself back in the day, so, you know, I can't wait to see how this contest
So you're
unfolds.
saying I'm coming in third?
Yeah, I think that's what we're saying, for sure.
You and Kendall vying for the crowd. I'm just going to be sitting down
You
somewhere.
can cheer on, you know, you can place bets. You can go around the office, see who's betting on who, and see how that goes for us. But we've also got another special guest joining us here for the Berlin Bathtub Races. We've got Garrett Neville, president of the Berlin Chamber of Commerce, joining us. And you've attended the Berlin Bathtub Races before.
Oh, absolutely. It's an incredible time every year, and the weather couldn't be better today.
This is so true.
Yeah, and Gary, you know some of the rules. There are certain things that have to be done for these bathtubs to qualify. So for maybe our friends at home that don't know, what do they have to have?
Of course, yeah. So every bathtub has to have steering, braking, and be able to hold 2 gallons of water in order to register.
So
Nice.
that's what you need to get in to even get through the door, and then it's let's see who's the fastest.
Who's the fastest, who's the most unique, who's got the best advertising, however you want to spin it.
That's true. And of course, we have this gorgeous trophy, and there is a little bit of a story here with the Turner Cup. Could you tell us just a little bit about the Turner Cup itself and kind of how this got started?
Sure. So the Turner Cup is named after Mr. Jesse Turner. He's a local Berlin legend, cobbler, and was one of the founding members of the bathtub races. I heard today he's also a 5-time winner, or was a 5-time winner, and so the Turner Cup itself was made by a local artisan, Jeffrey Oxer, handmade here in Berlin as well.
Nice, that's incredible.
And so you've seen these races before. You've actually photographed them before. What can we expect today? What are you excited to see?
You can expect a lot of people lining both sides of Main Street, electrifying energy, and just good, healthy competition.
I know for me, because I've attended the Berlin Bathtub Races 2 years now in a row, and I think it's just such a wonderful silly, carefree way to bring the community together. And you really feel just how close-knit the community of Berlin, Maryland is when you're out here. It's part of why it really is America's coolest small town. You can see that there's so much love for one another. There's so much love for this event. And I think, like you said, another local artisan made this trophy. The trophy itself has a story. The way that these all got started has a story. And I think you just feel that energy throughout the Berlin Bathtub races.
I couldn't agree more, and that's the name of the game here. It's community. There's something for everybody here. There's food vendors. There's good music playing throughout. There's the little 50-50 raffle. There's little duckies that are sold, and merch. It's just, there's something for everybody.
So give us the hard pitch, because there's enough time. If somebody's watching this right now at home, there's enough time for you to convince them to come out, come down here, catch the races. So give us the pitch. Why should they do this?
If you watch it live streaming, it's going to be epic, but there's nothing like seeing it in person. And just like I said, the energy is electrifying. Everybody gets into it, and it's couldn't be a better day for it. Yeah.
It's almost like getting wrapped up in a fantasy sport too, where it's like you might place your bets and think you're like, all right, that guy looks really athletic, so I think they're going to do really, really well in the bathtub races this year, and you can be dead wrong for any number of reasons as to why.
Yeah, some of the underdogs come out on top, and again, sometimes it's based on the aerodynamics of the bathtub too.
Yeah,
So
you need a little engineering.
Yep.
You need somebody that can push and really have a good time,
Yep.
and really get you
Someone
going.
who can steer
We've got
straight.
some video on screen right now. You can see it, and then it also kind of depends on the heats, because you might get matched up with somebody that's tough right at the beginning, or you might
true.
have an easier track.
Yep, and you're also running heat after heat, so you got to make sure to give it your all each time. And then the other equally important part is being able to stop before you get to the hay bales at the end.
Yeah.
And to even hold the steering wheel straight, because I think it's easier to kind of get like wobbled and off track than people think and assume. So like a lot of the credit goes to the pusher, but I think there's also a lot of credit that goes to the steerer as well.
Yeah, let's
Absolutely.
be very clear. Athletic event here. That's what we're talking about. There's going to be winners and losers. There's a lot happening.
Yes.
We just saw it there in some of the video where guys are side by side. They're trying to win, and it's fun.
Yeah. The last thing I'd add to that is everybody that comes to the event, I'd say, is a winner, because
Yes.
you're going to have a great time either way, whether you're competing, watching, just listening, all of it. It's great.
It's just it's a vibe here down at the Berlin Bathtub races. But not to start the trash talk a little early, but I do hear that our friend at Out in Delights, they think they really believe they have a winning tub this year. I'm just saying. Somebody may have told me that.
A little birdie put that in your ear, maybe a duck.
It's possible that a little duck told me that that they think they might have a winning tub this year. So
Is there
really fun.
Is there anything that you have seen over the years that you go, okay, I know that this is what makes a team good? Is there any sort of confluence of things that they need?
Typically, the highest performing ones that I've seen is, like you said, a strong pusher, somebody that's smaller, that has a steady stabilizing factor for the driving, and then endurance, I would say, is the big one, because like I said, you're going heat after heat.
Yes.
The endurance is what's going to keep you up, because you can give it your all the first few heats, but it's those end ones that really matter.
Yes.
All right.
Well, Garrett, thank you so much for stopping by here for our live broadcast from downtown Berlin as we gear up for the Berlin Bathtub races, which you can catch on Delmarva Sports Network at 6 o'clock, and you can also stream it in various places, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. So, I mean, we've got a lot more to do here today. When you look behind us, we're starting to see people
Yes.
fill up. I've seen folks come in with their chairs and set them down early. They want to get a good spot. They want to be able to see what's going on. We've got, as I look to my right, they've brought in bleachers so that there's enough room
Yes.
to accommodate everybody. And just look at what we have going on the street here. You can see they've got one of those billboard trucks at the very end. People are starting to walk the track, get a look at everything. And you've done this before, Leah. This is my first time. What do we got to know?
I think you just really have to be prepared for that energy that Garrett was talking about, that everybody really gets so involved, and it's so much fun, and it really is such a great time.
All right. Well, as we keep moving here, we've got a lot more to bring you for the rest of the show. We are starting to get things going here a little bit. We are saying goodbye to some of our guests. We're going to be out there in the crowd talking to more, so it should be a great time.
Yep, and when we get back, we're going to be taking a stop to the Mermaid Museum. Ooh, you don't want to miss that. Welcome back to the Berlin Bathtub Races pre-show here on Coastlife. We love doing our live show every year. And Charlie, one of the things that you may notice here in downtown Berlin while we're doing this is Bubbles.
See if you can see these. It's going to
Let's
take
see.
a minute
It'll
for
take a
these
minute
to
for them
start
to fire.
percolating up.
There we go.
But this is not the only place where bubbles come from in the area. We're actually right next to the Mermaid Museum, the Berlin Mermaid Museum, and they have bubbles that come out of their shop. I was there just a couple of days ago. We got to talk to a delightful little girl named Lou, and she gave us all the rundown of what you can expect there. So let's go ahead and start getting into that story, find out a little bit more about what's going on downtown here in Berlin at the Mermaid Museum. In downtown Berlin, under the free falling bubbles from the sky, you'll find the entrance to the Berlin Mermaid Museum.
I love how they're so majestic and beautiful.
Depending on the day, you may even run into our little friend Lou here.
I've been coming here for a while, and what keeps us coming back is that it's so beautiful. It's such a wonderful place to be.
The museum is filled with mystical, magical marvels of the sea, lore of the mermaid variety, and a few things you have to look a little closer for.
Well, I like to look at all the stuff with the magnifying glasses, like that one over there, and dress up in the little crowns that they have in the dress-up corner.
And once you dig into the history of mermaids, you may start seeing them everywhere you go.
I think I saw one. Well, I just saw its tail come out of the water. It looked green and shiny.
Of course, it's easy to see why mermaids capture the imagination.
They get to be in the ocean all the time. I mean, hello, you get to swim all day.
But Lou remains grounded about it all. When I asked her if she wanted to be a mermaid, she had a delightful response.
Not for too long, but for a little bit each day, so I can come up and spend time with my parents again.
Every nook and cranny of this mermaid museum is filled with unexpected spectacles. Some so scary, you need to see it for yourself. Some so intriguing and small, you need to peer through a little pinhole to enjoy. But I like to take my cues on what to see from the expert.
I've always really liked the shell where you can get in and hold a pearl and act like you're a mermaid in there.
So if you're looking for something that's going to leave you with a whale of a tail, if you want to find out more about these fantastical hot fish, or maybe you just want some magic and whimsy and a little fun for the whole family, stop down here at the Berlin Mermaid Museum. It's the spot to see for all this sort of magic and mystery. And I got to tell you, we've only shown you a fraction. There's a lot more if you come on down. I gotta tell you, it was really fun being a half fish for just a couple of minutes there, but I also wanted to make sure we thanked Lou, because she did such a nice job.
She was amazing.
Taking us through. She was hilarious. She gave us the best answers. I loved when she was talking about if she wanted to be a mermaid. She's like, yeah,
She's
just
like,
a little
duh.
while, but I want to go see Mom and Dad after that.
Yeah.
So respect for Mom and Dad.
I also just love when she was like, they get to swim in the ocean all day. Of course, being a mermaid would be awesome. But Charlie, I'm a little disappointed that you didn't, come here in the mermaid fit. I feel like...
You know what? It turns out that mermaid fit is really hot, and in this weather, I just don't think... It might be a little stifling.
That's all right. Well, mermaids are, of course, a treasure here in downtown Berlin. Out in Delights is also full of all kinds of treasures that you're going to find, from a Zoltar machine to the penny press machine and all kinds of other amazing finds and wonders in there. And like we said a little earlier, I do believe they have a winning bathtub. So we're going to check in with our friends at Out in Delights when we get back.
We are back here in Berlin. The Berlin bathtub races haven't started yet, but
Not
the
yet.
excitement, that's ramping up.
Yes, and part of the reason to get so excited about the Berlin bathtub races is, of course, all of the delightful local businesses that you'll find in downtown Berlin, including Out in Delights. And Charlie, I have to tell you, if whimsy could be wrapped up into a single store, Out in Delights is exactly that. There's all kinds of stuff to find in there.
Well, I can't wait to find out a little bit more about it. I didn't get to go on this shoot. I want to see what they have going on. Seems like a lot of knickknacks and fun things there.
Yeah, that's all right. We've got you covered because it is knickknacks. They've got a whole nautical room. They've got a whole room dedicated to Christmas and Halloween. And I could go on, but why don't we just show you about it? How about that?
From modern discoveries to time-traveling treasures, Out in Delights in Berlin, Maryland promises fun memories made during your next trip. William Outen has crafted the perfect, charming experience for kids and adults alike at Out in Delights.
Out in Delights is a fun place to be. I try to make it that way in my mind long time ago when I started thinking about it. We have a Zoltar machine, we have a penny press machine, we have all kinds of nautical items, nautical galore, actually. We have flags for the gardens. We have kids section for all kinds of toys, books. We have a year-round Christmas room, a year-round Halloween room. We have all kinds of home goods stuff. And as of recently, we started adding clothing for women. We've always had all kinds of t-shirts and all kinds of sweatshirts with the Berlin memorabilia.
The collection of fun doesn't stop there. For music lovers, Out in Delights also has quite the selection of vinyl records.
Back in the day, we used to have antique stores, and I still do here in town. But the antique stores actually started carrying records, and all of a sudden people were buying them. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to tell everybody to start bringing the records and see if we can't sell them. And since then, we've been selling them. And now we have our own record store here in town in Berlin. We have a record day in Berlin. So records have become a big thing.
Part of Berlin's charm are the events that are just as unique as the town is, like the Berlin Bathtub Races.
We have been in the bathtub races year after year, many years. We've actually won several of them back in the day. We make it a sport. We have tubs, we have runners. We are actually represented in that. And hopefully, I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe we have the #1 runner, and our tub is going to be right there to actually make the difference this year to be the bragging rights of the bathtub winners of 2025.
But Berlin is more than just the bathtub races. It's about bringing people together.
It is special because the bathtub race is just one of the events that we have, and we have an array of events that are actually really nice. And it covers all seasons. Our Christmas season, we have ice sculptures, the lighting of the tree. Halloween has its own, and Berlin is really popular during Halloween. But we have festivals all throughout the year. We have the car shows here. So if you're looking for something to do or to go, look no farther, just come and join us in Berlin because there is a festival all the time.
So for your next trip to Berlin, whether you need a great gift for someone in your life, yourself included, or you're just looking for a quirky adventure, Out in Delights is a must-stop shop.
It's a place that you need to experience, so please do come by. You're welcome, and I got a good staff there to help you, and I think you will enjoy yourself when you do come to Berlin. Just come in. You'll see the difference.
Well, as you can probably tell, just one lap through the store is not going to be enough to see all of the whimsy that is encapsulated over at Out in Delights right here in downtown Berlin, where we are doing our pre-show live for the Berlin Bathtub Races.
We are, and we've got more coming your way. That was one of the many shops,
Yes.
but we're going to go to Una Bella as well and take a look at some of the olive oils and the different Italian things they have there.
vinegars.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
I may have already taken a trip to the tasting room. I'm just saying. So there's a lot more fun and a lot more exploring to do in downtown Berlin as we get ready for the 35th annual Berlin Bathtub Races. That'll be coming up at 6.
Coastlife is sponsored by BB Healthcare, Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, Preston Automotive Group, Shell Brothers, and the Parker Group.
And Coastlife is live for the Berlin Bathtub Race pre-show here in downtown Berlin, Maryland. And you can see now that they are setting up the hay bales, which of course signal the course and the finish line. And the finish line is where one exquisite local business, Una Bella Salute, not only sets up, but it's also where they love to be. So let's introduce you to the owner and all that they have going on.
Beautiful health, which is what Una Bella Salute means in Italian, can be so many things to so many different people. But a good meal made with fresh and pure ingredients is great groundwork for beautiful health. Two such ingredients are what owner Cassandra Brown provides at Una Bella Salute in Berlin, Maryland.
They're going to find the freshest olive oils that can be found in this area. They're also going to find aged balsamic vinegar, which is sourced from Modena, Italy.
Healthy choices don't need to sacrifice flavor or creativity in the kitchen when you stock up on products from Una Bella Salute.
The olive oils and vinegars both are heart healthy, especially the olive oils because they are high in omega-3s. They're also high in polyphenols, which helps with inflammation. They are good for weight loss, cholesterol control, and also for just overall health.
Unlike in grocery stores, the olive oils and vinegars at Una Bella Salute are cold pressed, which helps maintain all those healthy ingredients that are good for our bodies.
Because they're pure, they're unfiltered and unrefined. They are within 5 to 12 hours of picking the fruit. They actually cold press it and ship it to our distributor, which is in Oakland, California.
Cassandra especially knows what makes Berlin so special. She's proud to call Berlin her home, and she has her whole life.
Berlin is special because of the warmth that you get when you come into town. Most people greet you with a smile and a wave. It's has become a part of the tourist attraction, although I don't feel it's because of the tourists, but we do get a lot of people because of word of mouth. People are starting to come. Just like the couple, the ladies that were here a while ago, they said they came in because they were from New York and they were staying over in Ocean City, and someone told them, you've got to come to Una Bella. And then the product, people come back year after year. Some of them only come when they come on vacation. And when they come on vacation, we've heard it so many times that this is a destination.
That product, which is best sampled.
Now, of course, one of my favorite features when you come into Una Bella Salute is not only how friendly you guys are when you walk through the door, but also the fact that you get to sample a lot of the stuff in the store, especially when it comes to things like olive oil or vinegar. You're not quite sure how the flavor is going to play until you give it a try. Mm-hmm. So what are the sorts of things that people can get their hands on, get to taste when they come here?
Pretty much anything in the store that's edible.
Nice.
We do let you sample because that tells the story.
Yeah, that makes it really fun. And I think, I know I myself, especially when we kind of get into those changing seasons, you start to get in that dinner cooking rut. Mm-hmm. And I think walking into a place like this where you get to see all these different flavors combined in ways that you never thought of or never imagined, mm-hmm. you get to get that culinary creativity back up and running.
Exactly. Who would think of putting chocolate in hamburger?
Not me, that's for sure.
And we do. We have a chocolate balsamic vinegar that works really well with beef, and it also works in your in drinks. Like we have here some tea. This is raspberry tea, and we just put this is regular tea, and we put the raspberry vinegar in it to flavor it. One of my favorites, not only the raspberry, I also use the peach this time of year with the peach tea.
That sounds amazing. So do you mind if we sample and try a little bit of what you have here?
Go right ahead. All right. You want to start with the peach tea? With the raspberry tea?
Yeah, this one sounds very exciting. And then you don't necessarily get some of the calories from sweeteners that you might add.
Exactly. And it is natural or the artificial flavoring, which is something that is not good for us, even though people use it, the artificial flavoring. So this is a natural flavor.
And it's amazing. I wasn't expecting the raspberry flavor to be that strong.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
As not only a resident of Berlin, but an active member in various organizations, including the Arts and Entertainment Board of Directors, Cassandra believes Una Bella Salute makes the perfect finish line for the Berlin Bathtub races.
You know, Charlie, before we got started here with the live broadcast, I did pop into the tasting room, and the blueberry, the pomegranate, and one of the other vinegars I've just been thinking about constantly since I hopped in there.
It looks incredible, mm-hmm. And from food accessories to fashion, now we're going to be checking out East and Main right after the break. The energy is picking up here in downtown Berlin. I love what we're seeing out here.
And if it's a beach day that you're planning, you're going to want to do it in style. That's where East and Main comes in for your one-stop shop.
Inside East and Main Shore Supply, I met with co-owner Mike to learn more about the shop, the inspiration behind it, and what makes the space a coastal staple. And while the space gives off that relaxed coastal energy, it's also stocked with everything you need to live the shore lifestyle.
Sandals, socks, hats, swimwear, sunglasses.
The inspiration behind it? A family affair that brought Mike and his wife's vision to life.
I was inspired from my wife, Megan. She has a women's clothing store up the street called Patty Jeans. So, kind of watching her do what she does inspired us to start our men's store.
From inspiration to curation, every product on these shelves is handpicked to match the vibe of East and Main.
We kind of look through everything. We'll meet with the manufacturers and the vendors, go through their catalogs, take a look, make sure it's all top quality and stuff that's kind of unique.
Among the customers' favorites, one item in particular really captures the laid-back coastal feel.
We love our kind of floral button-down prints. Always so much fun. A wide range of, louder prints and some basic solids as well. So.
But beyond the products, it's about how the space makes you feel.
We want them to feel good. We want them to feel polished. Something brand new for them. Kind of lifts your spirits, makes you feel good about yourself.
And it wouldn't be an authentic East Coast shop without a few local touches.
We definitely have that East Coast vibe to it. Obviously, a lot of stuff comes from your California, your surf brands, but there's definitely a lot of stuff that kind of feels like East Coast. So it's brands like Jetty that are up in New Jersey are great. We kind of try a little bit of everything.
And the Berlin community, it plays a huge role here too.
We all know each other, we all support each other. So much fun stuff to do. It's definitely the people that make Berlin awesome.
And with summer in full swing, there's plenty new hitting the shelves.
All of our summer stuff, people, like I said, we love our button downs, we love our board shorts. All the summer stuff this year is top line. So excited each day, something new's coming in, so definitely come check us out.
And if you're stopping by, you may notice a few fun extras sprinkled in.
I was a chef my whole life before we opened up this store here, so we've kind of got some things that I used to know a thing or two about. Games are also always fun with the family. You bring the family down, maybe it's a rainy day or some late night fun, got something to do.
So whether you're headed to the beach or simply embracing the coastal lifestyle, East and Main Shore Supply has a little something for everyone.
You follow us on Facebook and Instagram, East and Main Shore Supply. There's always stuff popping up on there. We're open 7 days a week, so come check us out.
That was Kendall Gordon reporting, and I got to tell you, a little salty. I saw like 10 things in there that I would have liked. She didn't bring any of them back.
I know, unfortunate, Charlie. But fortunately, it's not the only stylish stop here in downtown Berlin. When we get back, Kendall's going to be taking us inside Patty Jeans. Coastlife is live today in downtown Berlin as we gear up for the 35th annual Berlin Bathtub Races. It is going to be such a good, exciting time, and Charlie, it has just been the perfect day so far.
It's already a good, exciting time. We're not even near race time yet, but we do have a little help coming in. Yes. Kendall Gordon is out there. Somehow, against all probability, she's still hula hooping.
Leah, Charlie, I'm still here hooping. We were just at East and Main Shore Supply with Mike, and now we're going to meet his wife, Megan, over at Patty Jeans with their employee Grace as well.
From coastal chic to everyday unique, Patty Jeans isn't just a boutique, it's an experience.
Our vibe here at Patty Jeans is very fun, very chic and stylish. And we offer a large variety of fun clothes.
Whether you're 17 or 70, there's something here for every style and every stage of life.
Really, we try to just pick things when we're buying for all variety of ages, sizes, shapes.
Yeah, and really make everyone feel welcome when they come in here, and there is something for everybody.
Yeah, even if it's just a pair of earrings, just to add something to your outfit, we'd really try to just help everyone and make everyone feel like we can find something to make everyone happy.
But it's not just fashion. Patty Jeans is also a go-to for gifts, home goods, and little luxuries.
We have candles and fun coffee table books.
Seashell hair clips are super hot right now.
Yeah.
Be sure to grab one.
Lots of soaps and hand lotions and candles and creams and all sorts of fun goodies.
So whether you're shopping for your home, your wardrobe, or your next girl's weekend, Patty Jeans has a little something for everyone.
So if you're not just here for a dress, we also offer some beautiful jewelry, really good smelling candles, preferably our sea salt candle.
I love our Baja Vents body scrubs, which are really good for this time of year when we've been out at the beach and in the sun. So it's good for exfoliating and blathering. Yeah, after the beach for sure.
Patty Jean's first opened in 2014, and it's only grown since then, evolving into a small business story rooted in both family and community.
And we started off on Broad Street, and so it was a little quieter, but once we got up to Main Street, our business has definitely grown. And back in 2017, 18, we opened our location up in Ocean City just because the growth and people are asking if we would, venture up that way. This is our smaller location. Our other location is like 3,000 square feet, so it's a lot more variety and a lot more home decor and stuff like that, like beach chairs and beach bags and stuff like that.
And during the pandemic, their story expanded, literally. That's when Grace's husband Mike opened a men's shop just down the street.
With the feedback that we always get, people asking for men's stuff, we decided maybe it was time that Mike took on the adventure of opening a men's clothing store. So it's fun when the men come in and they're like, "Oh, where's the men's section?" We always say, right up the street.
Still, at the heart of every Patty Jean's visit, no matter the location, is kindness, style, and that signature touch of coastal charm. Whether it's a dress that makes you feel like $1,000,000 or a candle that smells like summer, Patty Jean's brings big personality to Berlin's small town charm.
It's really fun in the store here, talking to all the customers and the locals and getting to know everybody and where they're from. That's my most favorite part about the store.
Definitely the people.
You can really feel the personality in every corner of the shop, from curated pieces to the coastal vibes. And with new arrivals coming in all the time, it's so easy to stop by and play dress up. Hey Grace, do you mind setting me up with a nice outfit?
Absolutely, I'd love to. I'd love to show you the dress that has just been the dress for us.
I can't wait to try it on.
Coastlife, how cute was that red dress I was in with the matching earrings? You have to stop by Patty Jean's for their sundresses. They have the best prints and colors and patterns you can find. Leah, Charlie, I say we need a shopping spree after this. What do you think? Back to you.
The dress was stunning, Kendall. It really is the perfect dress for the perfect beach day that you might have going on and planning for the summer.
But nice, it's warm, there's a lot of kids. You know where they need to go? How about some toy shopping at the World of Toys? That's going to be the next thing we cover while we're down here in Berlin at the Bathtub races. And we are live here at the Berlin Bathtub races. The day couldn't be any better, ladies and gentlemen. It's warm, it's nice, it does feel like the first day of summer.
It really does. And we've seen some of the bathtubs go by, and it looks like it's going to be a stellar year in terms of creativity for these Berlin bathtub races, which really is so much fun. That is half the spirit, is just seeing everybody come together and really celebrate community, and it is such a unique community.
And already they've got things set up. We've got the hay up and down going on, but it's not the only thing that we have going on here today. There's more coming, and there's more to do than just the races.
There is more coming your way, and there is more than just the races, but don't forget, if you would like to catch the races and you can't make it down here in time to see them in person, you can catch them on Delmarva Sports Network starting at 6 o'clock. That is when our racers step off. Charlie's going to be calling the game. It's going to be so much fun, the game. But like we said, summer is here. The kids are going to be home. You're going to need something for them to do, and the perfect stop to keep them entertained, of course, is World of Toys.
From a small idea sparked in a college class, World of Toys has now been serving families in the community for more than a decade.
I took a class at Warwick Community College for new entrepreneurs, and my daughter was 1 year old at that point, and I was buying her toys online. So I decided that would be a good idea to open a toy store in Berlin.
Inside the store, you'll find puzzles, games, and art projects for every age, and each item is handpicked by Olga herself.
A lot of companies I work with, they're well known around the world. So brands like a Playmobil, it's hard to find in mass market. A lot of games, a lot of art and craft projects, puzzles, a lot of puzzles made in the United States. Puzzles for different age groups, games, everything for different age groups and ranges.
And it's not just about the toys. Over the past 13 years, this store has become part of the community's memories.
When customers come in and tell me that, oh my God, your store is so amazing, the product is very good for the grandchildren, adults, kids, and you get compliments, and it makes your day.
And those smiles, they've been part of the store since day one. For owner Olga, it all started with a little girl, a stuffed lion, and a moment she'll never forget.
When I just opened the store, I had a lion lying down on the floor from Melissa and Doug. And a little girl walked in and she's like, Lion, the king, ran to him and with a big hug. Now she's like a 17-year-old, walked in the store and I was like, I remember Lion the King was there.
It's also a true family business. Olga's own children have grown up in the store and now even help out behind the counter.
My own daughter is a 14-year-old now, and she used to crawl into like a doll playpen, and now she's like running the register.
When it comes to selecting products, Olga draws on her background in education, focusing on toys that promote creativity and hands-on play.
Well, I pick the product that's high quality, a lot of play value, very presentable, and good brand, well-known companies.
And while the brands may be familiar, what you won't find here might surprise you.
I don't have any video games at the store, so it's like a hands-on, a lot of like wooden toys, puzzles, things that kids can play without like devices and stuff.
And if you stop by, you can even test out some of the top games at their in-store game table.
Oh, you can try a lot of games we can play, and they're available for all the customers. We can explain every game how to play, and it helps to sell, but it's also like when you play the game, it's fun, and like we put on the table the games that's popular also.
So whether you're a kid or a kid at heart, World of Toys has a little something for everyone.
So that was Kendall Gordon reporting, and I know the people at home are still getting to know Kendall.
Yes.
She was playing a game in that. You do not understand how competitive Kendall is, so that she was getting ready to really throw down, I think.
What I'm thinking is that we need to take a Coastlife field trip into World of Toys and see what we can bring back to the studio, because it sounds like we already have a hula hoop competition. We'll find some sort of gaming competition that we can do out of World of Toys.
We then need a chart to see who gets how many points for the win, because I also a little competitive.
They're going to be really sad when it's me sweeping the board in a stream of victories. But we're so excited for the Berlin Bathtub races. I know this hour, it flies by. I mean, look, it's America's coolest small town for a reason. Look at that main street just starting to fill in with all of the people so excited to come on out and cheer on friends, cheer on family, cheer on all the local business owners that we have here in downtown Berlin. 35 years of doing the Berlin Bathtub races. We've just got a little bit more of our live show coming back at you when we get back.
Welcome back to Coastlife, our preview coverage of the Berlin Bathtub races, and we've got somebody on the set with us now. Kendall Gordon joining us live and in person. Kendall, the thing I have to know, you were not just hula hooping, you have a cord attached to you this whole time. How'd you make that work?
Oh, Charlie, talk about a workout. First of all, the whole time I'm going, I'm like, wow, I did not think this through at all, seriously. But that's the beauty of a live show, honestly.
Yeah, I love it. And you did a great job out there,
Thank
and
you.
we're going to be seeing a whole lot more of Kendall on our programs moving forward. But there's more going on.
That is true. And I mean, so far, how have you guys enjoyed your first pre-show for the Berlin Bathtub races?
I've never seen anything like it. I love that they've got, the hay bales up and down the road. I've seen a couple of the different people that are going to be competing. Kendall, have you seen any of them when you've been walking out there?
I've been seeing a few people, and like you said, I've been seeing a lot of the races, the bathtubs as well. So yeah, I'm really excited. The streets are starting to fill in right now, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, and don't forget, if you cannot get out here to downtown Berlin, Maryland to see the Bathtub races in person, that is okay. Our friends at Delmarva Sports Network have you covered. They're going to be doing a live broadcast and full coverage of the Berlin Bathtub races, and one Charlie Sakaitis is going to be calling the games.
I am, and you've done this before. Yes. Any tips, Leah? Because this is going to be my first time calling the Bathtub races. Anything I should know?
I think you got to really just pay attention to what you see, because honestly, as soon as they say go, like, those racers are pretty quick.
It's all going to turn. You can see it on the screen. It's going to go to havoc pretty quickly there. I'm hoping nobody wipes out. I'm hoping we get some good down to the wire finishes. It should be a lot of fun.
Yes, and I've never seen a total wipeout, so it's definitely. I think you're going to have a lot of fun, and I definitely want to hear about what you thought of this.
So make sure, everybody, you tune in to DSN for our live coverage. It's going to be myself, Luke, Milai, and you're not going to want to miss it. But right now, it's time to start heading things to the news. We want to send it to Coast TV News at 5. Stay tuned. There's more.